Hey everybody, welcome back. Another awesome time in crypto. Bitcoin is pumping over 90K. Come on, guys. That's fantastic. All-time highs and all that is exciting stuff. We're going to have a look at some altcoin season metrics. So hope you go look forward to that. Bitcoin is taking the lead at the moment, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Get into the chat there, get lively, say hello, all that good stuff. Now, we're streaming on 3 YouTube channels, of course, Hextoken channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain X, 3 of them, over 10,500 subscribers. Thanks everybody for support. Always like to say thank you. It's always very important. And of course, a big shout out to Rags Richards. Did his stream. I was watching a little bit of that. So big shout out to him. Brandon now, isn't it? Brandon. And so big shout out to him and all the stuff he's doing. Great stuff there on Pulsechain and TitanX, or Ethereum, we should say. Doing a lot of cool stuff. Now, what else are we going to get into? We're going to get into a lot of topics. We've got obviously TitanX, Rebound, and the third wave. We're going to talk about Hex, Dog, and Zen, and X1 chain, things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And we're going to be talking about the boxing max on Pulse Predict. You can actually make a bet if you want to bet on the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul match there, which has got really ratcheted up with Tyson's slap on the face yesterday, which is probably going to real stir the pot there with old Jake there. Took him off by guard. Probably didn't expect it. Yeah, he did step on his foot, though. Stepped on his big toe. Stepped on Mike Tyson's big toe. So you get a bit of a slap there. We got a lot of crypto in house here. TitanX is a pumping a gene. This definitely is. We got Cold DeFi in the house there, representing Jacob's ecosystem. And of course, we're a big supporter of Jacob's ecosystem and all the protocols he's building out in GameFi and DeFi on Pulsechain. And excited about BNB. There's going to be other chains as well, right? Solana was a base chain, I think, as well. So exciting times. We're going to be talking about PUSD ALGO today, actually. So I did put a post out yesterday, trying to grab the attention of one of the biggest whales, if not the biggest in the system, Rackham Michelle. So yeah, let's see. He could be a cornerstone for that project. He likes stablecoins, PDI, XUSD, and so let's go with PUSD, which just seems to be the best of the best. We just need to get those LPs up, so we're going to talk about that later on. All right, let's get into it. Without further ado, we're going to start off with the stock market. We've got a lot of stuff to go through, so join me on this fast train as we go through the markets. We only like talking about the alpha and all. So we had the stock market Friday close up. S&P 500 was in a weekly loss as we ended the week. Economic strength cools as the rate cut bets as well. I hate these titles. I don't know who makes these titles, but we got the Dow Jones there down 0.7%, 305 points out of 43,444. Remember, the Dow Jones is the top 30 industrials in the United States. S&P 500 down 1.3%, 78 points to 5,870, and the Nasdaq down 2.25 percentage points, 429 points there, down to 18,678. So a bit of a pullback there on Friday. Still up in record territory for all the markets, but a pullback on Friday there. S&P 500 volatile index up slightly, 12.8%, and the US dollar looking super strong, a 106.63. Probably going to stay relatively strong with Trump in power. So when you got that strong economic management, then that's probably going to stay up strong. Yeah, the thing we're expecting was interest rate cuts to devalue the US dollar, but that probably would have happened under Harris, but not so much with Trump. Looking at commodities, we got West Texas at the moment, $67 a barrel. Not too bad. That's down 2.5%. Brent oil down at 71 as well, $71. So that's going to be good for the at the pump. Hopefully you guys should experience a little bit of relief there. And of course, we know that Trump is going to be pumping out even more oil and gas. It's one of his big footings. Getting energy right on an economy is the biggest thing you can do, especially for economies as large as the United States, to get things rolling and to start producing, pulling down the cost of groceries and everything else, right? You got to get down the inputs, the energy inputs down. That's where you start with the economy, and that's what he's focusing on day one with his executive order. So it's going to be bullish. Gold at the moment down $5 at 2,567. Silver at $30.33. And hey, look, we've still got a long way to go with interest rate cuts, so we'll see how we get on. But that's kind of what we're wanting to get a US dollar valuation for those to rally in terms of the commodities there. Let's have a look at the Fed rate monitor. Still quite a while away until we got the next interest rate cut in December. 4 weeks, 4 days and 19 hours to go on the 18th of December. So put that in your calendar, 2 p.m. Eastern. We have 2/3 of the market expecting a 25% rate cut down to 4.5%. So we're currently at 4.75. So that's where we would be going now. All right, that is the stock market and economic news. Obviously, crypto is looking spectacular. And look at that, Bitcoin, $91,400, up 4.5%. And the Bitcoin dominance, 58%, 58.5% actually, pretty much. So pretty awesome there. Bitcoin leading the way. We are looking for altcoin season, so we're going to talk about that. Ethereum there, $3,110, had a really nice move higher. It obviously came back a little bit there. It's now up 1% at the moment. Solana up 4% at $219. BNB is actually down today, 1.5% to $619. Let's have a look at some of the others there. XRP up 13% to 90 cents. Now, I really can't stand XRP. Basically, Ripple just keeps continually dumping on XRP. But, of course, people are banking on so-called international bank transfers and all the rest of it. But really, I think it's a fool's gold, that one. But it's up 13% today. ADA is up 17%, 68 cents. So it's had a really gone strong move. We know that, with the Trump administration, that Hodgkinson has some relationships there. So that's doing pretty well today. What else we got going here? Tron is up 6%, 19 cents. And those are some of the leaders, really. So those are the leaders. Not too bad, not too bad. Bitcoin at $91,418. That's awesome. Let's get into the chart. This is our Bitcoin chart on Coinbase. Look at this thing, man. Absolutely spectacular. Let's pull in the full view just so we can see where we might be heading. So this is where we are at the moment, tracking up very, very nicely. We've already reached our 90 to 100K mark. This was our expected target by Christmas. We already reached that, looking fantastic. By the time we get to March, April here, we could potentially be up at 150 mark. To 180 is the mark there. And of course, man, I don't know, with Trump leadership, we could be heading to that $250,000 Bitcoin in the cycle. A lot of big money can come in here now. We're already up at 90K at this early. Man, this is going to blow minds, really is. You got to remember what's different about previous Bitcoin moves and Bitcoin halving years is, of course, we have Bitcoin ETFs and Ethereum ETFs, right, in the United States. So it's really, really big. Also in the UK and Asia as well. So lots of money can funnel through here. And of course, now with the new administration under Trump being pro-crypto, coming with the Bitcoin Reserve Fund as well. This is huge, right? We saw Germany sell out too early. And of course, the United States may very well look to continue to build up that strategic reserve. Things are only going to look good. If they do it, of course, all other nation states are going to jump on to accumulate Bitcoin as part of their reserves. It is a big, big deal. You can see this money, this big prices here, get very realistic, getting to $250,000 in the cycle. I know some people were talking about 100 to 150 or something, but I think we're going to blow past that, right? So going to blow past that. Yeah, and I think we're probably going to do more X's this round than we did in the previous Bitcoin rally in 21. So keep a lookout for that. We had a double top, remember, and of course Richard's famous Judas candle. But this time I think we're going big in 2025. Yeah, really can't see much holding it back. The only negative that I can see, obviously we've got geopolitical risks. You know, if China went to Taiwan, that's obviously catastrophic, I think, because there'd be a pretty full-scale war. I don't think it's going to be, a quick war. And with Trump's leadership, going to push back on that in Southeast Asia. We've got the Japanese, South Koreans, the Indonesians, everyone else out there, concerned about that. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. So, and the other one, of course, is the impact of higher interest rates. Always has a lagged effect, and how will that affect the U.S. economy next year, despite Trump being the leader. But of course, if you do want a good leadership out of any economic challenges, you're going to need Trump and his awesome economists. They both supply demand side economists and do a fantastic job. 2016 they did an amazing job there. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. $91,418. I mean, really spectacular. Our previous high was $93,495 back on the 13th, a couple of days ago. So we're really continuing to push up here. It's a very exciting time being crypto, and we're coming in for this crypto, the Christmas rally. No need to hold back. So that's kind of the forward look. Let's have a look at the performance so far in terms of percentages. We can see that we're up almost at 30% for the month of November. Pretty spectacular. And it's only the 16th, 15th, 16th of November. We're only halfway through. We're already up at around a 30% gain. So I don't know, we're going to get 40, 50% this month. It's definitely looking pretty good, right? So yeah, and then Christmas time as well. Let's see what we can do coming into this Christmas rally. Bullish. So that's kind of the play on Bitcoin returns. Looking at the Bitcoin halving chart, we're like we say in the previous halvings, these vertical green lines are the Bitcoin halvings in the past. Here is 2024. Here's 2020. Here is 2016. And of course 2012 here, and you can see we're after the banana part, right? The banana part, the altcoin season rallies here, coming off Bitcoin, and so we're after this part here in the charts, and we've just started to see it now, haven't we? So it's just starting to happen, folks. Magic money is about to be made, and it's very exciting. We're just still at the beginning of it, as you can see, but it's going to be exciting, folks. Really exciting. That's why I'm saying big numbers probably going to come in 2025 with the old Trump administration. Right, so the other thing we're going to look at is altcoin. When's the altcoin season? Well, obviously we've got market cap. This is market cap Bitcoin dominance. So market cap Bitcoin dominance on the weekly. And we can see the previous bull market here started as well. So we've got the October here, 2020. And then, of course, we had a Bitcoin dominance and market cap get all the way up to 73.69%. So currently it's around 61% on here. And so we saw the bull market run, right, and altcoin season start. So we saw that Bitcoin topped out at 74% and then went all the way back down during the bull market in 2021 there, down into the 40% range. So that's kind of what we're looking for, right? We were there through May into September and into December 2020, January 2022. So this is kind of where the bull market was, the altcoin season. And that's what we're looking for. That's something like that in the market cap BTC dominance. At the moment, you can see we're going back up into the top of the Bitcoin rally. Bitcoin's leading the way, and we're currently at 61%. So the top of this move could get up to 74%, albeit it could be lower, right? Could be lower, but I think it's probably going to stay relatively high. Probably looks similar to last year because of the ETFs that are out there and other, sovereign states potentially moving as well. So we could see a very strong Bitcoin dominance, but we're definitely coming into that zone where we could see altcoin season start. If we do get particularly strong Bitcoin dominance, it could be delayed, but this is pretty similar timing to the 2021 bull market. So it's going to be interesting to see how similar it holds up, but at the moment it's looking pretty good. And we could see quite a bit of re-rate here. Now, obviously, if we do get something similar, we could see January through to March, April, when we're expecting those big prices there, 150K Bitcoin. We could see that Bitcoin dominance and market cap fall back down to around 40%. Let's see where we go. So that is kind of the play at the moment. That's the setup. So pretty cool. So bring on altcoin season, baby. Yeah, baby, yeah. Could be a month away. Let's see how we go. Obviously, altcoin's already moving up, but we're really looking for that hyper rate, hyper pump there. Ethereum, of course, at the moment is at $3,100. This is on the daily. We saw that 4 days ago. We were all the way up at $3,460. Obviously, it's pretty important for the magic carpet ride because we want to get back up to, $3,700 or something. Obviously, it's been earning some good, I think, ETH fees anyway in the meantime. So probably have a lower price. Probably somewhere around $3,400 or so to get that money back. At the moment, we're at $3,100. And of course, this is obviously going to benefit from those previous charts that I just talked about for Ethereum. So pretty cool. So that is pretty much it for our market coverage. We're going to get into, we haven't quite finished. We've got a meme coin, so we'll get into that first. We got market cap at the moment, Dogecoin at $55.2 billion. Spectacular, right? Obviously, Doge also standing for the Department of Government Efficiency, which Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy would be leading up. And of course, here we are, 87% up for the week. So doing spectacular. His Doge, you could have just sat in that. We were covering it since it was about $9.5 billion. So there we go, 55.2 is at the moment. So everything looking pretty good. Pepe is up too. 104% for the week, 9.3 billion. So people doing pretty well. Now, it's pretty astonishing. We got Bonk up at 98%. What else? We got Peanuts, of course, the new entrant here, up 17 and 750%. So if you got onto that, congratulations to that one. We got Brett on base chain up 91% for the week, 1.7 billion. So we got some really good moves this week. We got Act 1, the AI prophecy, up 3,222%, entering the leaders at 706 million. Some pretty stellar stuff happening there. And of course, we're going to talk about our the one that we're backing. Before I mention that, we've got Mood Ding in-house, and that is up 95% for the week, 611 billion. But let's get to Dog, which is the one we're backing for the win, because this is Dog on runes on Bitcoin. So this is the #1 meme coin on Bitcoin, and we think that's a pretty good catalyst for getting, becoming one of the top meme coins in the world, if not trying to challenge even Dodge, if that is possible. Although that's looking more difficult in my view now that Elon Musk is going to be heading up the Department of Government Efficiency. So, but nevertheless, I still think it's got a great narrative for becoming one of the top meme coins there, especially now that we're starting to get tier 1 exchanges like Kraken starting to list this. So we're going to talk about that because that was the big news for Dog. Dog there, Leonidas, of course, is the leader of Dog there. Free airdrop to everybody that was using BRC20 tokens last year. Actually, particularly ordinals, I should say. If you had 3 ordinals, you would have got a free airdrop of a Dog, of course. Now we've got perpetual futures now live and ready to trade. Now this is on the perpetuals as opposed to spot. Obviously, we're after the spot listings as well to really get things moving. But there we go. You can actually do leverage now on Dog perpetuals. So that was really well received. 433,000 views on that. So pretty spectacular. You got Leonidas there responding. Dog, go to the Kraken. Yeah, or otherwise Dog, go to the moon. So pretty bullish on that. So that was really, really good news. And of course, Kraken is #6 exchange in the world. So that's a really good positive move for Dog. And it's still early days, right? Still looking for those tier 1 spot listings as well as more perpetual listings there. Going to be pretty cool. Now, that's going to lead us into the rest of the market results there. Obviously, Dog had a bit of a move, actually. Let's talk about that Dog move first before we move on. It is up 26% for the week. 36.7% or 36.8% is in the last 24 hours. It's had a nice little move there. Still sitting very, very cheap, $488 million at the moment. So keep a lookout for that. Could have a multi-day rally on that one. So we'll keep on to that one. All right, let's go to CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap at the moment, 3 trillion is the market cap. So we're back at 3 trillion. 4.15% is the increase today. So really good results there. 204 billion volume, down 12% today at the moment. Yeah, let's keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a lot of fun to see where these markets go. It's going to lead us into pulse chain coverage. So let's have a look who else has jumped in here. We've got Archie in house there. Hi all, good to see Archie, the Don of Dons. Big shout out to you. Man, hopefully you get the map out for Mafia soon, right? In a few days. That'd be really cool. We've got Brennan in the house as well. Yo. Good to see you, Brennan. Brennan's probably watching multiple streams at the moment. He's a multitasker. Good to see you, Brennan. Our TA guru in the house. Cult DeFi is a big shout out for Archie, the Don of Dons. Yeah, everyone afraid of the Don of Dons, Archie Capone. Even the architect of Mafia, aka the Godfather, fears the Don of Dons, Archie. He really is that intimidating. And he is the head of the directorate, the 4 families, and dominating both Pulse Chain and BNB is the old directorate. Absolutely incredible. People keep trying to discount Archie and the leadership in the directorate, but they keep getting smashed back because they don't understand who they're playing against. They don't understand the power and the determination and just the utter cruelty. No, the utter love for the family that Archie has. So big shout out to Archie there, the Don of Dons. All right. So yeah. If the Godfather wants to pay a tribute to Archie, the Don of Dons of the directorate, then feel free. Everything's well received, and create good relationships that way. Create good relationships. All right, we got right. Let's get the Pulse Chain. Let's talk about that. Bam. Yeah, looking forward to that map for Mafia. That's for sure. Pulse Chain at the moment, day 553. We've got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0538. It is down 0.2%, 54% in the main sacrifice price at the moment. So still tons of upside for Pulse Chain. Pulse X at the moment, quadruple 0297, down 2% there. Still under 30% of the main sacrifice price. So still massive upside for Pulse X. The buy and burn is still triggering away there. 1 trillion and 73 billion has been bought up and burned. That's 5.34% of the total public supply. Incentive token is $1.96, down 2.5%. The ratio to Pulse has definitely dropped, 36,586. Was pretty keen for it to stay over 40, what was it, 44,000 or something like that. So it's definitely dropped from that. And the total supply at the moment apparently is around about 48 million, although I don't think this thing has been updating. So just take that for a grain of salt. We've got HEX at the moment. HEX is the star here. We're at 1.98 cents, so almost 2 cents. And it does look teasingly like it wants to push past that 2 cents on HEX on Pulse Chain. It's up 4% today. EHEX at the moment, 0.2 of a penny. That has really not moved. And got the combined price of EHEX and PX at 2.18 cents, so 2.2 cents rounded. That is where we are on HEX. So HEX is looking pretty good. We're going to get into the HEX chart in a minute, but let's have a look at the gas prices. 223,000 beats on Pulse Chain. So still pretty good value. 0.4 of a penny for a PulseX swap. And at the moment, we've got 16 Gwei on Ethereum, 4,129 times cheaper than Ethereum is the old Pulse Chain. Remember, Pulse Chain is a full system stake fork at the 10th of May last year, and is basically, the battle hardened, battle tested, but it's super cheap to operate. So it's really good for DeFi. Really is the DeFi people's chain. The values at the moment, 48,678 values on Pulse Chain. We've got the bridge at the moment. We've got 111.1 million. So it's kind of been that range for quite a few days now, sitting between what we start off with probably about 108 million. We've been sitting around this 111, 112 million for a couple of days now in a row. So keep a lookout for that. That's kind of the heartbeat check there for how the value is going to get, how the chain on Pulse Chain is going to get valued up in the future. So keep a lookout for that. Obviously, there's quite a bit of ETH and Bitcoin in there, so that gets re-rated also along with the bull market there. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let's get into the charts. We're going to have a quick look at HEX, of course, because that's the one that's really looking good. And of course, we did say that this is the one that's probably going to lead us into glory on the old Pulse Chain, and no surprises there. This is the chart on the 4 hourly. You can see we're already about to push over 2 cents, looking very aggressive here. So very excited about that. The RSI's got plenty of room to move, 63 on the 4 hourly. That's the trader's view, right? So lots of bullishness happening there. Let's go to the daily and let's see what that looks like. Yeah, the RSI is getting a little hot, but it's got plenty of room to move. We could get up to 80, 85, something like that. And we're currently at just entering 71 overbought there territory. But we're probably going to push just a little bit higher here. All going pretty well with the old chart there. Let's go a bit further out on the weekly for HEX on Pulse Chain. And we can see that we've got more room to move on here, 68 at the moment on the RSI. And we've got a bullish cross on the short term, right? The last 3 weeks. We got that back on the 21st of October approximately. And we got a short-term bullish cross there. The 13 weekly average over the 34 in purple and looking bullish. Not only that, but we also got the 13 moving over the 50 weekly average, that yellow line. So very bullish for HEX. So HEX to the moon, HEX to the moon, and dog to the moon, HEX to the moon. That is pretty much it on HEX. So looking pretty good. Pulse and PulseX, Pulse Chain and PulseX obviously will follow up in suit. So good value to be had there at the moment, particularly I think PulseX, particularly like that. Let's jump over to the stable coins. Obviously everyone's back in PDI. Everyone loves the PDI there. And I reckon Michelle put out a poll today. Would you like PDI or I think it was XUSDX, USSX, USD, sorry. Obviously, we're back in PUSD ALGO. And of course, we're going to talk about that later on. So stay tuned for that because really back. We've got to get the capital for PUSD ALGO to launch. Scalable, basically Terra Luna done right with miner bots. And the testnet version of it was working fantastic. Yeah, let's get that going. I'm going to talk about that later. All right, so that's kind of where we're at the moment. PDI at 52/100 of a penny, pulled back there, was over 0.6 of a penny. So will it get to 1 cent? That's the key, right? Will it get to 1 cent? Let's pull up the chart, have a better look at that, and pull that line up. This orange line is the 1 cent line. Let's see. It's got pretty close, actually. Got to 73/100 of a penny the other day, about 5 days ago. Let's see what it can do in the future here. It's probably always good if you like to speculate on PDI, have a bit of PDI in your bag, right? Bit of PDI in your bag. All right, let's jump over to influencer coins on Pulse Chain. We haven't got really much happening there. Scuba Steve is slightly green, but everything else is pretty much down. The only thing we're going to remind you of is SolidX. That's going to have the crash game potentially coming in December, and that's from DragonX founder Eric. So keep it there on a mind. $17 at the moment for the entry on that one. So we'll see where that goes. What else we got going there? HEX derivatives are all pretty much up as well, following HEX. So green candles on HEX derivatives. So people will be happy about that. And let's have a look at the Mafia tokens at the moment. Not much happening, of course. We're waiting for the map and we're waiting for deposits and withdrawals. And of course, ultimately the game launch. I still hope it's going to launch in December. Fingers crossed on that. I really, I would prefer it not to launch in January, February. I just want to get this thing out and about. We've waited, quite a long time. We can appreciate that it takes a lot to put a game together like this, but we're still, it's that balancing act, isn't it? Developers like to take, their time, but players want to just get in on it, right? So you got this the tension there growing as time moves forward. So looking forward to it, though. We know it's going to be the number one probably game fight on Pulse Chain and multiple chains, right? BNB, Solana, and others. But of course, we're looking for that metaverse too, the first metaverse on Pulse Chain, which is a super fast, super cheap chain to have a metaverse. So should do well in the bull market as well. Not get costed out like we saw on Ethereum, right? We saw that with metaverses on Ethereum in the last bull market, absolutely slammed by high gas prices. But that shouldn't happen in this bull market on Pulse Chain. So very, very excited about where they head. So there's good opportunities to pick up Mafia on both BNB and Pulse Chain at the moment. Looking pretty good there at 00032 on BNB and 00081 on Pulse Chain. So pretty good value to get there. Market caps 322,000 on BNB, 814K on Mafia. But watch that get re-rated. So to keep that on your watch list if you're not already accumulating it. All right, so that is pretty much it on there. Let's jump over to all the charts and see what's been pumping today on Pulse Chain. So for an overall, we've got $21.8 million in volume, so slightly below my range that I like, 25 million plus, but it's still doing okay. Remember when we were bottomed out at the bottom, we were down like 5 to 7 million a day, so it's good to be back up to 22 million. We got the total transactions 350,000. Obviously, we've got to get that up, with more adoption, things like that. Let's have a look here. So we got XUSD is up at the moment. So this is up 72%. So this is the other one that Rack and Michelle was talking about versus PDI. Obviously, PDI has been around a lot more, and of course, there's the Richard Hart make a DAO theory sitting behind the PDI narrative as well. We got Jupiter up 60% at the moment. Let's see what else we got there. Lady Gaga up 35%. PCAP, Pulse Chain Capital up 29%. Souls up 13% there. We got BLSI. Was it BLSI there? Bullseye bot token up 15%. So I'm not endorsing any of these. A lot of these are new ones that are relatively new, like 15 days old for this one. We've got Time Token. So the only utility that's in the top here, I guess the XUSDC. I haven't checked it out yet, but we'll check out Time. Time's up 11%. So those are all the ones over 10% at the moment. So let's go check out this. Let's go check out this XDC on here. I'm going to go to the Pulse pair, and we can see that has been pretty much pumping there on the daily. Got all the way down to 1/10 of a penny. Now at 1.3 cents. So nice little gain there. Let's have a quick look at the website. Welcome to XUSD Vibratile Asset Protocol, the first Vibratile stablecoin on Pulse Chain powered by the community. So let's have a look at some of that. You've got LP staking, buy ViberPass, vote, trading, and docs there. How to get started. Burn. So they're obviously burning a token as well. almost 25 million being burned. USD is $320,000 worth there. Why choose XUSD? We got first on Pulse Chain, our stablecoin protocol contracts is supplied based on the market conditions. Consumer driven and rewards increase your influence by engaging in good vibe activities. Massive rewards, transactional rewards, and signerage. Rewards combined to unleash the burn to mint mechanism. Current stable coin dynamics. And Ethereum stablecoins like USDC, USDT, and DAI account for over 30 billion daily volumes, 3 or 4 times more than Bitcoin. What will the daily volume for stablecoins look like on Pulse Chain? With a hypothetical 100 million transaction volume and a 1% fee, XDC could potentially generate 1 million in daily rewards. So some big talk up there. So innovative tokenomics, maintain long-term price stability, transaction and burn, incentives for good actors, get your vibe pass, and like rewards, massive community rewards there as well, and delayed gratification. So that is some of the stuff happening there. I'm not sure who's running this, so let me know in the chat if you do know. But they do have some voting and other stuff like that. So look at the LP staking there. Got lots of different peers running across everything. It looks like lots of them anyway. What's that? About 18 peers there. TVL 756,000, so still pretty low on this one. So we might have a further investigation on this one. Buy a Vibe Pass. So your Vibes must be 400 or less to purchase. What have we got there? So we've got Vibes. We might have to do a bit more research on that. Voting. They got voting on here, and they got trading. Obviously, with all the different pairs that they're trading at the moment. So we'll look at the values here. Biggest one definitely Pulse 110,000. Pulse X 81,000. So still pretty small relatively, but may have some big future there. We'll have to go through the docs and have a look through that. All right, so that's just a bit of an overview there, and that's the poll. PDI versus XUSD. Of course, we're backing PUSD ALGO for the win, and we want to get that across the board. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Now, talking about Jacob's ecosystem projects like PUSD, we've got the big fight coming up between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, and there is still a little time to go if you want to go bet. There's an hour and a half. So if you want to go bet on the Tyson fight, this is a good place to go do it. So let's put that in. Bam. Let's see what else there. Let's see if we've got some more comments in the house here. We've got Cult DeFi laughing about the Godfather. Yeah. I won't tell your boss that. I won't tell your boss that. That was cheeky. The Don of Dons, Archie. This is the Godfather there. Hey, look, Neo took on the architect, didn't he? Neo took on the architect in Matrix. We got the Cult DeFi says Tyson or Paul. Your pick. I'm going for Tyson. But he has to do it in, I think the rounds are 2-minute rounds, and so I think he has to, I would like to see him do it in the first round, because the longer the fight, the more that's going to back, Paul, the younger guy's going to have a benefit there. So if Tyson can keep, Paul's got to keep Tyson out of the inside. So if Tyson gets on the inside, it's probably going to be game over there. Yeah. Let's see how we go. I am conscious that Tyson is 58, but he's looking in good shape. If he's got that, gets that, that killer instinct on, it's game on, I think. We love Glory says Hex Reddit, indeed. Hex Down Under says Saturday off to harvest. Enjoy the fresh air. Peace out. Nice one, Hex Down Under. Hope you enjoy the harvest there. Vote PDI says Brennan. Yeah, PDI's been around a lot longer, that's for sure. We're going to keep looking for that. PDI to $1. I think that's what people are saying. Anyway, so if you want to vote for if you want to have a bet on the fight, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, it looks like 1.62 for Jake Paul to 2.6 Mike Tyson. So it looks like people are backing the Jake Paul there at the moment. What else? Yeah, they've got $2,200 on Jake Paul, $1,374 on Mike Tyson there. That is the fights. So I really think the slap that Mike Tyson did, because Jake Paul stepped on his foot, I think that it was really going to rattle Jake Paul more than he thought. They like to pretend that they don't get rattled, but there's a big red mark on his face, and Tyson was definitely mixed it up there. So looking forward to see that. Now there are other fights on the cards. I think there's these underdog fights, so you can check those out too if you've got any positions on those. But of course, the main fight there, Mike Tyson. Let's go. Hour and a half before this closes out. So get in on that. You'll also earn some Pulse Predict points as well. And you'll be able to claim that whenever this goes live, maybe December, hopefully, we'll see. Not sure if Cult DeFi has given us an update around when this big casino consolidation is going. We know that's requiring some Oracle issues and stuff like that, so we'll see where it all lands. So that's pretty much the Pulse Chain coverage today. We're going to get into TitanX next. So hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to get TitanX. We're going to talk about Dog and a bit, no, Dog. No, we're talking about Zen. We're going to talk about Zen and TitanX. Those are the next two that we've got set up here. All right, let's go for gold. Get in the chat there. Let us know if you've heard anything that I haven't mentioned. Obviously, we'd like to get into that. So at the moment, we had obviously a massive pullback on the Fibonacci for the TitanX system after having such a huge rally, and we got a full pullback. What was it? Set down to the 78 on the Fibonacci. So that was on TitanX, DragonX, I think even Volt. So we had all that full pullbacks in the system, and then we've had a massive rebound yesterday. So it looks like the market makers are at play in TitanX, and exciting times where this is going to go. Now, obviously, we're expecting some big things coming up ahead for TitanX ecosystem. It is going to dominate on Ethereum. You watch it, and we've got some mad gains at the moment. So top performance at the moment is Element 280, up 132%. Now, obviously, there's last man standing, right? There's only NFTs left. So that's going to be pretty fun. And there was a big pump in the chart today Obviously, they've got reflection fees there that play into that as well. They've still got tons of TitanX in there for the buy and burns across all the protocols. We see a lot of the buy and burns turned off, actually. So we're waiting for them to turn on. So I'll probably waiting for some of these whales to exit out of the TitanX staking. We're still, I think, what we've got, still another 6 to 7 trillion, something like that, coming out before day 396, something like that. So yeah, still got a bit more of those big whales, plus the last one's the biggest one, 2.2 trillion or 2.3 trillion, something like that coming. Yeah, that is on day 396. We've got ALGO up 74%, JakeX, the meme coin, up 74%, Flux up 72%. So as you can see, the last 24 hours, some really good, strong rebounds. AwesomeX, as we said, is doing well also, up 61%. Viper's doing really well. If you guys haven't been checking it out, get into our strategy club. The link's in the video description. Only $35 a month. We just pass a lot of intel on there constantly, keeping you up to date, especially for those that are really busy. It's probably really, really good for you guys or new to crypto. We're just pumping nonstop things in there. 55% on Viper at the moment, and we're going to talk about that now quick. Hydra's had a really good day in the office as well. Hydra, of course, like Hyper, is one of the two leverage plays. Hyper, of course, on Ethereum, and Hydra on DragonX. 53% there, nice move. So really liking to see what we've seen with Hydra today. DragonX up 49% as well, benefiting from Viper and others, of course, multiple protocols benefiting DragonX. Morpheus doing pretty well as well, off up 48%. Of course, this is Rag to Riches, or aka Brandon, that's doing this, up 48%, doing pretty well. And Vault, of course, Vault is going to really shine. We're looking forward to where Vault's going to go, up 45% at the moment. Now, the Vault vision is huge, right? So we got obviously Viper out already, built on DragonX, the Nexus buy and burn, in addition to the input buy and burn. Man, oh man, this is going to be crazy. We're going to be getting a new project coming up on the 23rd. That's going to be the second pillar. And in addition to Viper, and it's going to feed the Vault, right? And that's going to be based on Hyper. So Hyper is going to have a major use case, not just the Titan farms now, but a major use case for Hyper. I reckon it's going to be massively successful because the volume on Hyper is so good, right? So I think it's going to be huge for Hyper. So Hyper could be a really nice pickup there. And at the moment, Vault is going to feed even more into the Vault perpetual auctions, potentially attracting even more TitanX and burning more Vault. So things are really going to ramp up. And then we're going to have a third one. I think it's Beast, built on Inferno. So it's going to be bullish for Inferno. And of course, that's going to feed even more probably by the end of November into the Vault. So we could have 3 pillars, as far as I understand it, by the end of the month, all feeding the Vault into early December. And then we're going to get the Vault wheel, right? That's going to then supercharge all those pillars, and that's going to require TitanX, and that's going to go into feed all those pillars that we've got, those 3 big volume pillars, right? And therefore that will end up making Vault particularly attractive. And then if that wasn't enough, we know that Thunder staking for Vault is in design at the moment, development. That should be ready for launching, if not late December, early January. And we could have that as well. And that's going to take Vault off the market, whatever's left. I mean, what's going to be left by that time? But we'll definitely take that off the market. And of course, that's, you're going to earn fees from all the LP pools in the old Vault ecosystem. There should be tons of those. So it's going to be like being Titan Farm owner, but even more exclusive probably. We shall see where that lands, but it's going to be pretty exciting. We know that Tink is being minted at a fixed rate every single day, but Vault, of course, is being burned off. And so if you're earning all these juicy LP fees, it's going to be crazy, right? And of course, we've also got the Christmas surprise as well. So yeah, bring it on. Vault Vision roadmap is looking spectacular, and still a very good entry price in at the moment on Vault. What else there? We got what do we got on Vault? Actually, we got we're heading towards 32% burned on Vault. So that gives you context of how important these high volume pillars and the wheel and staking are going to be. It's going to be pretty awesome. Heli's up 42%, Baby DragonX up 35%, Inferno up 34%. Now, a big shout out to Inferno because, as you guys know, Dragon, Vault, and Inferno are kind of the principal fixed tokens, although we're getting more of them now. Inferno there is at 57% burned. Can you believe it? So Inferno is actually doing very well. In fact, leading the burn metrics, so doing pretty good there. TitanX, of course, is the medium exchange, up 33%. We're looking for that to be played out. So let's go jump in on TitanX here. And let's go to the weekly candles. We're going to hide the overlays and go to weekly on this one. Let's go to the weekly. Bam. And so yeah, you got this big cup and handle playing out, right? Big cup and handle, and down we went, and we got the bottom there down at the 4,000, 4,000, and we've had a nice little pump back here. So you could imagine this rally, next rally is going to be really, really exciting for TitanX, and of course, if it's exciting for TitanX, you can imagine how it's going to be for everything else, right? So big upside there. Just realized I got all the other stuff on there, but big upside here on the TitanX. I'm not sure if Brennan's in the house there, but give us your price target for that, Brennan, for the cup and handle breakout there, if you've got time. So that is that on that, and of course we've also got X28. Now X28 is going to be huge, folks. Honestly, let's go into TitanX and have a look at the impact of X28 because it's going to be massive. So let's have a look at the stats, and we've seen that at the moment we've got 53.3 trillion liquid TitanX, and of course if we get another, I don't know, maybe another 6 or 7, that might get us up to 60, and then we'll peak out there, and then hyperdeflation after that. Now, what do we mean by hyperdeflation? Well, we're going to have deflation in any case, right? 60 billion trillion will go down, but particularly once X28, once you require X28 for Shogun. Also, if you're going to be, unstake, putting your TitanX stakes with the matched liquid, you have to match it with liquid into the Shogun, then that's going to be huge. And so, yeah, 53 points, we could be coming down deflation. Hyperdeflation for me is going to be a very big moves. That's kind of the hyperinflation, very big moves as we get, because that's going to impact the momentum in the market, right? So that's what we're looking forward to there. That's my working definition. Now let's have a quick look at X28 on here. We're going to have a look at the burn. So X28 has come, if you look at, you can sort these by different columns, right? So we're going to look at TitanX burned as opposed to TitanX staked or locked or an LP. And you can see that X28 is already at a 486.5 billion there has been burned so far. So it's actually number 3. Hyper's number 1, Inferno's number 2, and X28 is number 3. But keep a lookout for that, because the total amount of TitanX that's gone to X28, you got to remember this has got nothing on it at the moment except for a public good. Now, what I mean with public good is that 50% of the TitanX goes in there and gets burned, right? So at the moment, X28 is essentially the same thing as TitanX. It's supposed to be a 1-to-1, right? Which it is. So we got 1 trillion and 43 billion TitanX has already gone to X28. So people getting in there nice and early for X28, and so that's huge. You watch this number though. Once we get Shogun launching, it's going to go multi trillions are going to go through here, and that means multiple trillions of TitanX going to get burned. So that's 60 trillion that we may start off with. We could have just heaps of it go through here. It's going to be interesting to see that. And of course, Shogun is X28 opens up TitanX to expand from Ethereum chain over to Omni chain or multiple chains. And of course, there's only going to be one supply of TitanX. There's not going to be a supply of TitanX on each chain. It's only going to be one, and that one is on other chains going to be represented by X28. So you convert your TitanX into X28 that way, and 50% gets burned. So pretty awesome. And then Shogun's coming, right? So Shogun's coming, and that's going to be massive. The killer app on X28, and it's going to be on Ethereum to start off with, but then we're going multi-chain, all the developers, projects, and things like that. So it's a whole new area of growth for TitanX as it goes omni-chain. This is going to be absolutely amazing. I like to think of it like a virus, because it's going to be awesome. I know virus is not generally a good thing, but in this case, it's going to be kind of like that. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right, so that's kind of it at the moment. It's going to be pretty epic, and looking forward to that. Now, so X28 is looking not too bad at the moment, obviously at 31%. And if we look at the ratio, we can see the ratio is essentially 1-to-1 to TitanX. It's slightly below at the moment, essentially 1-to-1. There's a little bit of gain in there. Tink token at the moment, 85 cents. So that's actually come up 31%. That's really cool. Like to see it back over $1 again. That'd be pretty nice. But that's going to grow with the Tink farm with, the volumes, right? The volumes go up. It's going to go up as well. Hyper at the moment, up 24%. Now, Hyper is undervalued in my view at the moment. Obviously, it's got Ethereum backing, so that's really positive. So I think Hyper is really undervalued. Let's go have a look at this. We've got multiple projects coming to be building on Hyper. So yeah, even though we've got inflation coming out, we've got a lot of projects coming to build on it. Some of the obvious ones are Matrix. It's either, I think it's Warp is the other one. What is the other one there? We've also got what do we say? Turbo, was it? Yeah, Turbo, I think, with the pillars all coming to require Hyper. So Hyper is the one definitely keep a look out there, and is probably well undervalued at the moment. 3.2 million market cap. So yeah, This seems like a no-brainer with these protocols coming out. Not sure the exact time frames of those, but we know the turbo one's coming out on the 23rd. So that's already a big use case in addition to the TitanX farms. So I think that's probably going to get re-rated pretty strongly there. Plus, it's got Ethereum sitting in behind it, right? So Ethereum in the hyper. So if we go to the buy and burn. Now, remember, this is what's propping up TitanX as well as a cheap burner, buy and burner, because you've got $5.5 million worth of ETH in there, right? 1,765 ETH. It's burning at the moment, 1 ETH every 10 minutes. I'm not sure if it's turned on at the moment, but that's what it says. So there we go. What else? We got LegendX is up 20%, Pulsar up 16%, or ORX. Now, ORX, so we talked about X28 and Shogun coming. That's massive for the X system, but we've also got Ouroboros, right? Ouroboros is going to be all the big lending. So we're waiting for that to launch, and that's going to be the third big DeFi, and that could be huge supply sync for TitanX. Man, this is, you imagine all these things, X28, Shogun, Omnichain, Ouroboros all launching, and then, of course, you've got other projects launching as well, particularly around the Vault Vision and others. It's massive, right? We got 5, I think there's 5 for Inferno as well. I didn't talk about, but 5 projects going for Inferno at least. It's going to be pretty bullish. And Blaze is up 40%, and Janus, they're up 9%. They're benefiting on Pulse Chain. So as you can see, we've got a lot of projects to go through, and we've got lots more coming, right? So lots more coming. As we said, look at all these new projects coming, upcoming projects. Ouroboros, of course, is the stablecoin, big deal. NFTs, everything coming on here. Look how many projects that are listed at the moment, 22. And we got Mizuchi just listed on there just yesterday. So lots of cool stuff coming, and there's many other projects not even on this list yet. So if you think we've got a lot to go through at the moment, 22 of them, we're going to have way more than that coming up. So you're going to keep a lookout for this ecosystem market cap. The volume, of course, is going to be pretty important, and of course the growth in users as well. Of course, we use TitanX as the benchmark since TitanX is the medium of exchange. That's going to get a bit more awkward though when X28 starts developing. So there we go. Now the other big thing on here on TitanX Hub, you can actually swap now on here too. You can use cow swap, I think it is. So you can do that, and you can buy and sell on the site here. So it's really cool. So if you're wanting to trade straight away, you can do that now on TitanX Hub here, which is pretty cool. So I might actually post that in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. Right, let's have a look here. We're going to go back into some comments. I think Brennan's coming here. If you measure the middle of the cup to the top of it and move the measured line to the bottom of the handle, it gives you the target. Says you measure the middle of the cup to the top of it and move the measured line to the bottom of the handle. There we go. So that is for that. All right, cool. So looking pretty good there. Let's go back into TitanX here and do that little play. I'm going to go from the weekly, of course. And we're going to get rid of the overlays. And we're going to, I guess, get the ruler out. And I guess the bottom here, we're going to take that there to the top. I've got overlays on this particular map. But let's go to the bottom of the handle. I guess I'm going to hide that. It's pretty hard to when I got all this stuff on here. But you get best the idea. It's probably going to be something like that. So probably going to get well above, I don't guess, to that. So we might get another print out on that because my chart's pretty messy. And we might post that in Strategy Club. All right, so that is all the stuff that's going on at the moment. Let's jump over to what are we going else here? We're going to Zen. So let's talk about Zen. How are we doing? 48 minutes on the hour. All right, so we've got Zen at the moment is doing very well. Now, obviously, there's been rumors of Zen stuff coming out, I think, the week ahead of us. And we've actually seen some life come back into Zen. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of X1 or that vision, but haven't been a big fan of the minting process for Zen, right? It's very, very crazy, and also multi-chain. It's kind of crazy, all that stuff, right? Was it $150 million or something like that wasted on Zen minting? However, there is the X1 does look very, very good. So excited about where that's heading. And so, yeah, we've got the weekly chart here at the moment, 2 green weeks in a row here happening for Zen. Looks like we bottomed out pretty much around 7 zeros, 7,200. We're now at 6 zeros, 1,400. We actually got up to 6 zeros, 1,800. So we've had a really good rally here off the bottom for Zen. So that means you can make some good money there, right? We've got market cap at 21 million, liquidity at 373. The liquidity is really low at the moment. Remember, it used to be like, in the millions. So this is still early days for the Zen. Now, obviously, people are expecting it to be able to put Zen in the pool parties to get XN credits in those auctions. So we'll see how that goes, whether that is still the same mechanism that Jake will be using, Jack Levin. So we shall see. But there's also a lot of other competing tokens in for the share of XN coin. XN coin is going to be the main coin for X1 chain. Remember, X1 is going to be the first Solana fork, and of course, it's going to be updated with all the bells and whistles and features. So it's expected to be pretty impressive. We may also see maybe he's got some corporate deals with Silicon Valley, things like that. Big companies. We'll see what happens in that space. He has definitely been doing a lot of different things. So let's see where that lies. Obviously, Zen blocks is a big deal. People will be able to mine Zen blocks. People will be able to mine Sol Zen. These are the sort of tokens that get you access into the X1 chain. You're going to be out. They're going to have IGN layer, so you're going to be able to stake tokens from or coins from other chains and earn XN coin. There's only supposed to be 1 billion XN coins, so it's got that limited aspect to it. We're going to see how that all plays out. Their fee system, it's going to priority fees and things like that. So let's see where it all goes. But excited about this. Hopefully they will launch before the end of the year. So let's have a quick look at the update on this one. So we've got ZenPub here. Says, good morning, Zenians. Zen markets cap nearly doubled and Zen surged 60% in the last 7 days alone. So we have seen a really good, strong move there. On the X1 front, over 50 validators have moved to the latest X1 testnet released last night. So that's kind of the latest up there. Next up is expected X1 mainnet alpha. So we're getting very close to the mainnet. So let's hope that we're going to get some news probably next week. Let's hopefully that we get that chain launching by December. That'd be pretty cool. So things could really be ratcheting up here for X1. So what would you say? Accumulation, watch list at the very least, but accumulation definitely possible there. Try and pick the bottoms though on the trader's view for our chart and the RSI. Pretty useful with that. So kind of cool. That is where we are at the moment on the Zen, and so it's not dead at the moment. It's got a bit of life back in it, and we're waiting for the X1 chain. That is the big value proposition there. All right, let's jump over to our final topic, which is PUSD ALGO. And of course, we have covered this many times in the past. Obviously, we're trying to get that at target, right? So at the moment, the target is about $1 million, give or take. It does include bonuses. So I think they need that. And what do they need all the money for? Well, they need it for the LP pools, right? They can set up the LP pools with PUSD, ALGO, and the other tokens in there, right? RAP, PUSD, and what's the other one? The incentive token as well. Just forgotten the name of that right off the top of my head. We got PUSD ALGO there, so we've got 4 tokens, going to have LP pools. Need to have a significant amount of capital on each of them to get them going, and so that's why the target's around $1 million. Actual so far, $443,000 included of bonuses in there. There are 2 bonuses. There's the referral bonus, and you can use the one in the video description. That will give you a 90% referral bonus straight away, so you're winning already. Now, if you do $1,000 inclusive of the referral bonus, it opens you up to the second bonus, which is the bonus X, and that's up to 2X. It's random generated, so you might get between 1 and 2X, but it could be pretty lucrative if you get, 1.3, 1.7, whatever that is. You're going to get that on addition to the referral bonus, so pretty huge for getting a lot of those tokens that you're going to get. So and so looking pretty good there. Now, yesterday I pushed this out to Rack and Rochelle, obviously a big whale there, because he could help make us get closer to that. To that target 1 million, because this is really going to be the ultimate DeFi scalable stablecoin on Pulse Chain, and it's with stability miners. So obviously the catalyst there for XUSD from PDI. Well, this is actually the ultimate scalable stablecoin and what they call the stablecoin trilemma. So this could be massive for the Pulse Chain and other chains. It could be used to. Now it's using stability miners, so it's full DeFi. This in the testnet, it worked extremely well and was making mad gains in there too. So I think this is pretty awesome. There's multiple ways of earning, of course. If you look at the sheet, you can see that there's multiple ways. You can supply stability miners, you can earn, you can stake. And the cool thing about the way they were setting this up is that you could earn just by interacting with the platform as well, which I think is a really good, cool feature. So very excited about that. I also tagged in some of the key influencers there that can help us get to that, make it happen. In addition to Rack and Rochelle, the big VC, is Crypto Coffee, Brandon, Cult DeFi, RX Max, Magic Cartwright, Access Alive, Corey Costa, Crypto Kindness, Golkey, Hexologist, Crypto Cono there as well, Connoisseur, who's put out some really good stuff around TitanX TA lately. So this is the mark there. Now you can obviously use the referral code in the video description. You'll get a 19% bonus, and if you do $1,000 inclusive of that bonus, you will get eligible for the bonus X, up to 2X even more. So pretty massive gains there on that. And we do have to wait patiently though to hit that target and for it to launch. We do know that Jacob, who's obviously running PUSD ALGO, and of course is also running obviously BNB bot, Pulse bot, Mafia, all those games, Pulse Predict, all those things, is pretty keen to get this over the line. Obviously, we can play our role and help making that happen, but you do have to be patient with the timeline. I'm hoping that we could get this up by the first quarter of next year. That'd be very good, because I do think this is really, for me, his flagship project, because I think the scalability of DeFi is huge in a bull market, and so very excited about that. All right, so that is kind of the play there, and if you want to get access to that 9% bonus, the link's in the video description there. But be patient with the timeline there on that one. We might try and get Jacob on the show at some stage as well to talk about these projects. So let's see how we go there. All right, that is pretty much it. I think we're going to wrap up there on that. 56 minutes on the hour. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. We've covered all our favorites there. TitanX Rebound and Third Wave. Third Wave could be massive. So you're getting in still pretty early on TitanX, even with the big rally. We've got Hex obviously looking good, over 2 cents. Dog getting big news around Kraken Perpetuals. And of course, X1 Zen getting closer and closer with the final testnet. Looks like it's in play. We're looking for the mainnet X1 Alpha coming up. So lots of cool stuff happening. And of course, Bitcoin over $90,000. Everything is heading in the right direction. Altcoin season in January, is that question mark? Definitely looking good there from the charts. I'm excited to see where things are heading. Really liking to see what's happening with Trump's cabinet as well. I love the picks. Hopefully we can get all of them. I would love to have through the Senate. Let's see how we go there, and game on for next year, 2025. Magic carpet ride indeed. And that's magic carpet for Pulse Chain too, right? Get that to $3,700 on ETH. Man, it's game on for that. Maybe we'll see PDI to $1. Maybe we'll see Hex to $5. Let's see what happens in this play. It's going to be very fun. All right, I think that's it. What does it say? Brendan says game on. Yeah, game on. It's a good place to finish. All right, take care, everybody. Catch you on the next show. What day is today? Saturday. So I'll probably be 2 days from now. I'll do another show. It's going to be about every 2 days, and I'll catch you then. All right, take care. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Join us in Discord. Links in the video description. $5 for Pulse Chain and Hex Discord. It's a private Discord, and $35 for the Strategy Club, which is a private club in there as well. Get in on that, and we'll see you in Discord. Take care, everybody. About to have the best part of the bull market cycle is about to be upon us, so it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, take care. Bye for now.